Why is nobody talking about the weirdest stories over drinks? I think I messed up. I laughed so hard I spilled my drink. Either way, you're invited. Two hosts, Zero, filter one wild conversation stories, takes a few surprising brainwaves. Hit play and watch, grab a drink, and join the chaos. If you like it, smash that like, subscribe for more, share with your crew, tinkle the bell so you don't miss an episode. Drinkin' and thinkin' with Shagdog and Jammer. Cheers to good talk.
Whoa, those people look weird in the blue.
Yeah, Shagdog, you're absolutely correct about that. Weird and eerie and strange and bizarre. That's what they are. I'm Jammer.
Shagdog, stranger things abound.
There's stranger things all around.
That's right, Jammer. Hey, our drinking and thinking spectacular. We're talking about Gravity's Gone Wild, Conspiracies, some concert information, Extinction countdown, perhaps. Who knows, right?
Yes, exactly. Shagdog, first thing right off the bat, what would you like to tackle? Would you like to tackle the counting and of music artists and the money they make, or would you like to face some of the more pressing things that might happen later on this year or something?
Let's start off easy. Music.
Okay, all right, music artists. I got curious and I asked. I Googleized how much money does a typical music artist make off the ticket prices, per ticket, how much money do they get? And it said out of $100 ticket, they can get $8 to $10 of it. The rest of it goes to expenses and the cost of the show and so forth. I was just flabbergasted because 8%, $8, 8% basically, yeah, $8 is nothing.
And if you're in a band, then you divide that by 4 or 5.
Yeah, that to me just seems so. Granted, I guess if you had 2,000 people and you times that by $8, what do you got? You got
16,000.
Is it 16 or 160?
Wait, 8. It's $100 times how many? 2,000.
No, it'd be $8 times 2,000.
Oh, 8 times 2,000. 16. Yeah, 16,000.
16,000. So, if they play a small venue of 2,000, then they make 16,000. If they play a venue of 20,000, they would make 160.
Right, and that goes just to $8. I guess going to either the artists.
That $8 is $8 to $10 goes to the artist. The rest of it goes to expenses and the venue.
All right, so is that artist, and then he's got to split that between his band members, dancers, if they got dancers, that kind of shit.
Well, depending on how they categorize it, because if that's part of the expenses, then they would get paid out of the other $92.
Yeah. Next time we come up with something crazy like this, Jammer, I think we should get a musical manager online with us.
Now, I will say this, which is amazing, is that made me curious after that at how much Jimmy Buffett made on his concerts. And they said he was a shrewd business negotiator, and he used to get 105% of the ticket price. And a portion of the concessions and a portion of the memorabilia that was sold. So they went ahead and gave it to him because of all the alcohol sales.
Yeah.
And so the alcohol sales went out the roof whenever his concerts were going on. So they turned around and was making a heck of a lot of money. They didn't mind giving that up to Jimmy. Which made me think, how much money did he make during his lifetime off the concerts?
Yeah,
now, that information wasn't readily available, but it did say, I asked at the time of his death, how much was he worth? He was worth $1 billion.
Wow.
They said his music catalog was worth over $50 million.
Yeah, he probably got a lot of merchandise too, and the vendors probably made a lot of money on merchandise.
Yeah. But to think, you're playing every concert. So if you did 80 concerts and you were doing 2,000 seating for 80 concerts, then that'd be 16 times 80. Yeah. That's 12.8 million or something like that. Is that what that is?
Could be. Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, I was just saying, you pull up your calculator.
What do you want me to do? What was it?
I said 80 concerts times $8.
80 times $8.
No, that's not what I meant. $8 times 2,000 times 80.
All right, you got it? Because that's just too much.
No, I don't have it. Right. I don't have it.
8 times 2,000 times 80 is 1,280,000.
All right, so 1,280,000 they would make during the year after playing 80 concerts.
Wow. Interesting.
Now, if they did 20,000 stadium, say of 20,000 tickets, then that'd be 12.8.
Now, this brings up something that I thought about is Bret Michaels of Poison.
Yeah.
The band wants to go out on tour. CeCe DeVille, Bobby Noel, all of them. But Bret Michaels don't want to. He wants to tour with his solo band. You know why? Because he can make the good money and pay his solo band members, instead of splitting it 4 ways. He's probably keeping 60, 70% and paying them 30, 20% to the...
Oh, he's probably paying them a flat fee, every concert.
Yeah, like $1,000 or who knows what, right? So, and Stephen Pearcy does that too. I'm thinking that's why he doesn't want to get back with Rat, because you don't make money with records anymore. You make records with money with touring, and even though you'll get bigger crowds with all the main members, original members, if you're touring with a band, even though he has a original drummer of Slaughter. That's about it though. He could pay them less money than he's going to pay Warren DeMartini, Bobby Blotzer, and if the original bass guitarist came back, they're going to have to split that 4 ways with the 5th person.
I think personally that is just a crap out. They're basically the fans don't want just you.
Yeah.
The fans want the band.
Yeah. I'd rather go see Real Poison than Bret Michaels and his band.
Yeah, and because it's not going to be the same. Yeah, they sound similar. They sound good and all that stuff.
Lead singer's there.
Yeah. But it's not the band. The whole point is you're at a Poison concert, not a Bret Michaels.
You want to see the people who originally made the music.
Yeah.
And even if somebody died and they got a replacement, okay, you got one different member, or maybe 2. Who knows? But
that bothers me because they do this thing where they like the Drifters and the Commodores and all them. They the Platter. All was it the Platter? Maybe it's the other band. What's the other band called? The Temptations.
Oh.
The Temptations. They maybe one original person still alive or still touring, and then they'll have a bunch of nobodies. Or they have a bunch of nobodies taking over the name and carrying on the name of the Temptations. And in some ways I like that because they live on as a group. The name lives on. But a lot of ways I don't like it because it's not the original people. Right. And you're making people think that's the original people. Hits. Yeah.
It's like Chicago. The guys are in Chicago. I think there's only 1 or 2 original members in Chicago still. The horn players, everything. There's 1 or 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
But they're saying Chicago's forever. What we've done, we're going to get replaced too. Chicago's going to go on forever. It's a whatever type of band. And we got, But really, if you don't have the other singer and Peter Cetera hasn't been there since he left in the 80s, but so really Chicago hasn't been Chicago since Peter
look
Cetera
at Queen. What did they have to do? Freddie Mercury dies, and then the band decides, okay, let's replace Freddie Mercury with that guy from American Idol or whatever.
Yeah.
So they get him in there, and the same thing with but what I was going to say is, the other band. What's the other band? It wasn't Chicago. Was it Chicago? No, it was Boston, right? Boston.
Boston, yeah, I think Boston has like one.
Boston has like a Asian guy doing the.
No, that's Journey.
Journey.
Dude. Yeah.
Journey, yeah, Filipino dude. He sounds really good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but he's not Steve Perry.
Yeah, Steve Perry is the man.
Matter of fact, he got some criticism lately because I guess a show he did recently, his voice cracked. He couldn't hold the note or whatever. Yeah.
Well, you think you're doing concert after concert after concert. True. Eventually, you're gonna, your voice is gonna get strained.
Yeah.
So I don't want to pick on the guy for that. I don't want to pick on anybody who's filling in because obviously that guy was a fan because he knew the songs and he was on the money with it, to be able to get that spot. Yeah. And he's trying to sound like him.
Thank God for AI though. I'm hoping for an AI rat album someday. Maybe after they all die, whoever gets the rights.
Why don't you create one?
Well, can I have Stephen Pearson's voice on it though?
You could say, I want a rat, original 80 or 90 style album in the style of Rat,
But will the singer? Because I know they have some, and it sounds like the real singer, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what program that is or anything. But yeah, I've heard some where they sound like the real singer.
You could turn around and use that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, let's move on to one of the most. You want to move on to the main important thing, or do you want to build up?
Spit it out. Spit it out.
August 12th, 2026. I don't know if you heard about this, Shagdog.
I did hear about this recently, a little bit about it.
The latest, they call it a conspiracy theory. Who knows? The powers that be only know, right?
Right.
August 12th, 2026. Supposed to lose gravity for 7 seconds, and NASA won't say why. That's the latest conspiracy.
Now, have they confirmed it's going to happen and they don't say why, or they just keep mum about the whole thing?
Yeah,
they ask questions about it. I don't know anything about that.
What kind of crazy thing is that? I mean, could you imagine if you lose gravity? I mean, you try to stay in your house and everything, but if you're living in a mobile home, well, guess what? Boom, you're up in the air.
Anybody saying why we're going to lose gravity? And anybody got any theories on it?
They say that there's some kind of space anomaly that they're going to...
Oh, something with a black hole, I heard.
Yeah.
Something. Like a black hole's path is coming by, or something.
Can you imagine?
Something like that. Yeah. I was thinking when you said as long as you're in a house, you should be safe. As long as your house is secured to the ground, I guess.
Yeah.
But if somebody's in a trailer and it's not secured, or you're outside shopping or walking...
Well, you made me think about it when you said it. Even if you think it's secured, there's no gravity, so the sand should be floating, the grass should be floating.
Something. Unless it's good, really good with a basement, probably you might be secure. Maybe I don't know. 7 seconds.
So 7 seconds. That's a long time if you ever been in the eye of a hurricane, or or in a flood. Or a earthquake. 7 seconds can last a long time.
Yeah. And I wonder if you're outside 7 seconds, no gravity, you're going up. How high are you going? Once it comes back,
depending on how heavy you are, I guess.
You're dropping. Let's Googleize it. Let's chat GPT it. If gravity suddenly disappeared for 7 seconds, how high would I float in the air and then I'm going to fall to my death? What's it going to be?
Well,
we'll see. It's thinking, because that's a tough question. They're like, wow, we never got asked this. A short answer, you wouldn't float upward at all. You'd just hang there, then fall straight down when gravity came back on. So they'd say you just hang right there.
Hang where?
Float right here. No gravity. You're not going to get something to go to the sky.
Oh.
You're gonna float right there.
Right? Yes, that's true. You'd float right there. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Man, that is correct. Yeah.
Because when you go into space, no gravity, all of a sudden your spaceship, you float right there. Yeah?
Unless there's a vacuum.
Yeah, unless there's a vacuum. If gravity suddenly disappears and you're just standing still, you have no upward velocity, no force. Now, if you have some sort of upward velocity, like, hey, everybody, we won, and you jump as soon as gravity disappears, I guess you might go floating up, you know?
Yeah. What would happen for an airplane?
Okay, well, what would happen with an airplane if that happened? What would happen with an airplane if gravity disappeared for 7 seconds?
Nothing.
This one's wild and way more dramatic than the human example. If gravity disappeared for 7 seconds, an airplane would keep moving forward and begin to lose lift immediately, and then gravity came back, it would drop sharply. But it would not suddenly fall out of the sky unless it's already in a bad situation. Plane keeps moving forward, engines still produce thrust. Newton's first law, object in motion stays in motion. So the plane continues forward at cruising speed 500 plus miles per hour. Lift essentially becomes meaningless. Lift exists to counter gravity. With gravity gone, there's no up or down force balance. The plane no longer needs lift to stay airborne. The wings still deflect air, but flying isn't the same concept anymore. The plane follows a straight line path. Instead of gentle downward curve, the aircraft travels in a straight tangent line. Passengers and loose objects become weightless, blah, 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 blah. The drop, gravity instantly accelerates plane drop, whereas at 9.8 meters per second. In 7 seconds of weightlessness, the plane has not fallen, but then gravity returns. It has no downward velocity, blah, blah, blah. Planes are safe too.
So let me ask you, if you're flying at 30,000 feet and gravity stopped existing for 7 seconds, how far would you drop?
So if gravity stopped for 7 seconds and you're traveling at 30,000 feet for, say, about 550 miles an hour, how far would you drop? I was going to say to keep going straight, though, right? What was that? Forward speed, 5 altitude, 30 do not matter for vertical drop if gravity is gone. During the 7 seconds of no gravity, vertical acceleration equals 0, vertical velocity equals 0, distance fallen equals 0 feet. The airplane just keeps moving straight forward, not down. Gravity comes back on. Now the plane starts falling from rest vertically. The distance fallen depends on how long gravity is back on before recovery. Gives all these equations. 1 second, 16 feet. Examples: after gravity returns, 1 second, 16 feet. 2 seconds, 64 feet. 3 seconds, 145 feet. 5 seconds, 402 feet. Pilots would likely react in 1 to 2 seconds. So you're saying 16 to 64 feet. Most pilots.
Then you really don't drop that far.
No. But even 64 feet, gravity comes back on. People might be hitting the roof of the airplane or whatever.
Man, that's making me think that gravity ain't shit.
Gravity is, even in real, Jammer, I think it's all
make-believe.
Make-believe in this make-believe world. Yeah. We're floating around right now. We're not even standing on the ground.
We're like in the petri dish, just magnifying glass. We're floating around in there, right?
Yeah, we're just a bunch of sperm cells trying to get to the egg.
Yeah. Isn't that our life? Try to get to the egg.
That's true. All right, what's next?
Sperm cell basically really kind of symbolizes the whole male perspective, you know?
Right. Trying to get to that. Everybody's trying to get to it.
Yeah. Just trying to get a nut, right?
Right, trying to hit it.
Yeah.
Then the one guy gets there before you, and everybody's like, ah, fuck.
Now we're going to deal with a whore.
Now we're all going to die and dry up.
Unless it is a gay person, and then it's like we're in the wrong place.
I've seen a cartoon of that before. Not a cartoon, but somebody's little comic strip online. Right?
Yeah. Gay monthly, huh?
They find a turd or something. Yeah, it was Gay Monthly, Jammer. tell you what, there's one girl I was a mail clerk in the Army in my unit, and she used to get Playgirl magazines in the mail. And I never knew it. I just it was covered with a black thing. But I don't know if somebody at the post office opened it. I didn't open it.
Yeah.
And it came, I dumped the mail bag out on the desk, and it was the magazine. Plopped right out. The bag was ripped open.
And that made you think for a moment, huh?
And I was like, a bunch of...
You're like,
yeah.
maybe...
And I was thinking, wow.
You were starting to think you like cucumbers, huh?
This girl's married, and she's thinking about looking at stuff all the time, yeah.
Made you question your existence, huh?
It was weird. She was married, but her husband was a different unit. They both lived in barracks. They didn't live in off-base housing. So he lived in his barracks. She lived in our barracks.
Wow, that is weird. What's the point of being married if you're going to be doing that?
I think
you can't live together on base.
I think eventually they moved off-base housing or somewhere. But it was like about 5 or 6 months they were still living in the barracks, yeah. Maybe they're just waiting to find a good place. Who knows?
No, that's true. All right, so
else, Jammer?
yeah,
I like the gravity one. That's interesting. I hope it happens.
There's a point where Trump had said, "You better enjoy it because this may be our last Christmas," and that made me think, what does he mean by that? You know,
how he talks, he might be joking, I think.
Yeah, well, does he mean America last Christmas? Does he mean his own last Christmas? Or is he trying to be, the world's last Christmas? Or is he just trying to be deep and emotional, saying that, you know what, tomorrow's not promised, so you better enjoy it while you have it, because you may not be here next year.
China might retaliate because we're taking all that oil from Venezuela.
Oh, if you want to talk about that, let me just say, this is the amazing part, right? Venezuela sold 70 to 80% of their oil to China.
Right.
And Iran, or Iran, whichever one you want to, Iran, did the same, sold it to China. So we turn around and we pull that rug out from under China by being involved with Iran and being involved with Venezuela.
Yeah.
And on top of that, of course, there's other factors involved. You know, we got the terrorists and training down there in Venezuela. We have, of course, the drug dealers and all that stuff too. But the main thing is China. So now China has to supply energy to themselves for them to do everything they want to do in China. And now they don't have energy for AI, right? To be able to get the AI jump on us. Yeah. So we pull the rug out from under there to where we possibly can take over the AI race. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. You know, China, they're not going to go away quietly.
Right.
So what part of retaliation are they going to do? You know, they've already been expanding back, trying to get the old Silk Road going and expanding out to all these other places. In fact, they went to Jamaica. They're giving Jamaica so much money to be able to produce, do their infrastructure and everything else.
A lot of countries are faulted on the loans, so then China takes control, like a dam or something they build or whatever, and then China takes control of it because they default on the
loan. They basically control the country, you know.
Yeah.
Because if I give you a deep water port and you don't need a deep water port, but you ask for a deep water port, now I'm going to say, well, I'm putting my warships there.
Yeah.
And what do you got to say about it? And the fact that you owe us money, you better be siding on our side whenever the what is it? The UN calls for a vote. All that stuff calls for a vote on something. You better side with us.
The UN, yeah, because with all the Muslim countries, there's so many Muslim countries and stuff in the UN. They always vote against America or Europe. You know, all those African countries, Middle East.
Yeah, and then you talk about the travel bans and stuff. I got news for you. I never wanted to go to Cameroon. I never wanted to go to Zimbabwe or whatever. I have no inkling or urge or desire to travel to Africa. Would it be fun to go there and go on a safari? Yeah, it'd be great. I think it would be fun. Do I want to do it? Do I want to go? No, not really.
I'm happy. A lot of people here in the U.S. like, I want to go out west Coast. I'm happy staying here, right here in the fucking East Coast. I don't need to go to the West. I mean, would I like to for a visit? Yeah. But do I need to? No. I'll stay right here in my immediate city. If I need to go to Florida, I go to Florida. If I need to go to North Carolina, I go to North Carolina.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind going out west to Utah, Colorado, Arizona. What's the other state next to Utah?
Johnny, Utah.
Utah.
Yeah, you got Nevada, you got Colorado, New Mexico,
I don't know, Montana, all of the different states. I wouldn't mind going to those states and visiting and stuff like that, but I don't want to stay there. I mean, I hear Colorado's beautiful, but just like every state, people think Florida's beautiful, and then you're here. And if you're working and you're not independently wealthy, well, guess what? How beautiful is it for you? Yeah.
Unless you're able to go to the beach every week or some nice resort.
Well, I could tell you what my family used to think whenever we would go up north and visit our relatives and everything. They would say, "Oh, how many times have you gone to Walt Disney? How many times have you done this?" And I'm like, "I've been to Walt Disney once. This was back then when I was a kid. One time, and I don't even remember it because I was so little. I don't remember anything about it.
I've never been to Disney World. I went to one of their water parks once. That's it. Yeah, I didn't have an incline to go.
But the whole thing is, they think you go to Disney World all the time. They think you go to Busch Gardens and
you get a discount as a state president, but it's not that much. It's not like you go there for free or anything.
And I'm like, I don't go to the beach every day. I don't go to the beach every week. I don't go to the beach every month.
I would go to the beach every day or close to every day if I lived right next to the beach, like right there within walking distance.
If I lived on the beach or closer to the beach, I would be there every day.
But if you got to drive 35 minutes, an hour, I mean...
Well, I live less than maybe 20 minutes away, and I still don't get to the beach.
It's a lot of traffic. Is it going to be 20 minutes? Or?
I'd say probably at the most 20 minutes, maybe a little more, a little less, depending on traffic. But the whole fact is that once you get there, you got to find a place to park. Yeah, and most of the parking is pay.
Yeah.
So now you got to pay for parking. And then on top of that, how far you got to walk to get to the beach.
Hey, maybe you should Uber down there. Uber down that beach. Be cheaper than parking, huh?
Well, not necessarily, being that you're having to Uber.
Well.
It's just altogether. It's just like one thing after the other. When I was down in Miami, I lived less than 15 minutes away, and yet I went to the beach maybe 2 times the whole time I was down there.
Really?
In the year and a half, maybe 2 years that I was down there.
Yeah, when I first moved to where I was in Pasco County, there, First we went there. For some reason, we drove all the way down to Venice. The whole family drove down to Venice, which was kind of a long drive from where we were. Mm-hmm. And then the week after, we didn't even think about going to Clearwater or anything like that. And the week after, me and my brother went to a place in Pasco. It was they got what do you call that thing with a walkway going out in the water, causeway. Somewhere out there in Pasco, it was like a walking causeway or maybe even a drive one. And the water was still as like a lake. I was like, wow, this is very boring. And then we ended up driving to Venice again. We could have went to Clearwater. It's like,
I know your brother said to me whenever he was looking for a beach that he had been out to Pine Island.
It might have been Pine Island that we went to, yeah.
Pine Island is a place that I remember going to as a kid. You went out to this little island, going past the stilt homes and all that stuff. And
you gotta go like a causeway to get to the island.
Yeah, a long drive, and you saw the stick homes and all that stuff, and then you finally got there, and it was just a small little circle.
Yeah, and the water was just still. There was no waves or anything. It was
No real waves, and there's a lot of rocks.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was one beach area, and then there are a lot of rocks everywhere else.
If that's the place, the reason why we went there is because our realtor that my parents bought the home told them that's a good beach to go to or something. So
Oh, that was up by Brooksville, Weeki Wachee.
Oh, no, it wasn't that one. Okay, I remember that. I know that one. Now, let me see if I can Googleize it.
But
Pasco County.
he had asked me about it, and I remember taking him out to Fort DeSoto, and he liked Fort DeSoto.
Yeah, I've been to Fort DeSoto with you.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it was? No, that's not it. If you go straight across 54.
That's Newport Richey area.
Yeah, I'm looking to see where that's 52. I'm looking for 54. You go over there. Where the hell is that place? Is that what it is? Maybe it's Robert K. Reeves Memorial Park. Maybe that's where we went. Green Key. You ever been there?
No.
Maybe it was that. I mean, that's where it goes.
I don't remember, because there's a place called Energy Management Center that I had a field trip when I was a kid to, and all that stuff. So, but anyway, what I was getting at is that they think that you go to all these places, the beaches and the amusement parks and stuff like that, and when you're living there, you don't get a chance to do that. My parents didn't get a chance to take us to these amusement parks. Everything. And even when I was working and all that stuff, how many times did I get? I bought a yearly pass for Busch Gardens. How many times did I get to go? I mean,
we went a little bit one year. I think we went a few times because me, you, and Rob.
Yeah.
Went a few times. Maybe me and you without him, but
yeah.
I mean, that was the only year. I think that's the most I went to Busch Gardens. I think it was that one year.
And it was fun, being that we would go during the weekdays and get there and early in the morning, and nobody there, and we'd be the first ones on the ride. You know.
Right, and we got free drinks and
free drinks. Yeah.
Somebody snitched us out.
Mhm. Yeah, well, she was always a Debbie Downer.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, think about it. Always a Debbie Downer.
Yeah, she was like her brother, but with a pussy.
Yeah. So you fucked her brother.
No. No. What you're saying? I know if he has a penis or a pussy. I don't know.
No.
I did buy him a lot of
Patty melts.
patty melts. Yeah.
You could have fucked him then.
I
As
should
many
have.
patty melts. Yeah, I mean, all right. So, what was the other thing that we had? We had a whole list of stuff that
I got you, Jammer. You want the next one?
we even went off the list.
Minnesota Lyrian Center.
Oh, the Lyrian Center. South Park did a good thing on that one. You know, the here at the Lyrian Center.
They already have a South Park episode on it? Wow.
Oh man. To me, the whole corruption and everything, Tampon Tim, it's perfect. Minnesota, unfortunately for the real Minnesotians, their government and local, federal, local, state government has been crap. And they really have been screwed over. Yeah.
Yeah, they changed the state flag, and that flag looks communist to me. It's green, white, and blue, but it looks communist. Or they changed it from, because it had the symbol, the seal with the two Indian girls or whatever. That a lot of states have stuff like that. New York, New Jersey, it's like the seal with the two ladies, and that's racist against Indians. Well, no, it's not. It's respecting their culture. The land of 10,000 lakes, right?
Well, that's the whole thing, like the Land O'Lakes drawing for the Land O'Lakes butter. That was a thing that was submitted by people who they were asked, what should we put on our container? You decide, tell us what we should put on there. And it was a contest, and I think it was a kid or something drew this lady, this Indian lady, with the bounty of the earth, basically, and they went with that lady, the Land of Lakes lady, or whatever you want to, doing the little, and that was to pay respect to the fact that the Indians were there. They did this, they took, and just like okay, when you give a name to a team, you want that team to sound tough. You want that team to be a formidable enemy, a formidable opponent. And what do? They called the Kansas City Chiefs. Right. Why? Because the Indian Chiefs were tough. They were formidable.
They had balls.
Yeah. Washington Redskins. They were talking about just the Indians in general being tough, formidable.
Indian tribe, I forget which one, Lakota, maybe, I don't know which one, are the ones who came up with the design for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's like... And then you get the Cleveland Indians. They changed the name to the Guardians. Give me a fucking break, right? Redskins changed their name to the Commanders.
That's basically erasing the history of Indians. Basically saying, okay, we're going to call it the Guardians now, and you didn't ever exist.
Hopefully, the Braves, the Chiefs, Florida State Seminoles, any other place out there, they hold on to the names, the ones that still have it.
My opinion of it is that you named a team a tough, formidable opponent name. You gave them a name of honor and respect. It wasn't something derogatory or whatever like that. But hey, you know what? You got everybody who whines, everybody that cries. Tampon Tim was probably right up there with them all, And
I think the Redskin one was derogatory, Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing I got to say about that. At one point in time, the phrase was derogatory. However, it evolved from being a derogatory term to a term of respect and honor because of the fact that the Redskins were a tough team to beat.
Right.
And in general, Indians, being that they did have that kind of red skin, were tough, formidable enemies, opponents.
What happened? They changed the Redskins, but they had a red dot in their forehead.
The Washington Red Dots.
Yeah, would that have been worse?
The 4 dots. The forehead dots.
Yeah.
Dot heads.
There's plenty of other colors.
Washington dot heads.
You got the San Jose Aztecs. You got different Indian tribes or nations and cultures. It's still out there, so. Yeah.
And here's the other thing. Would you rather everybody forget you and even existed? Right. Wipe you from the history of the earth? Yeah, or would you rather have some semblance of your existence out there?
Even the Redskins. Mom, what's a Redskin? Oh, that's a derogatory term they used for Indians back in the old days.
That's like Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima was a derogatory term at one point. But I think for our generation and the generations that followed us, that term became a term of love and somebody who was going to feed me and give me something wonderful, special treat.
Yes,
like pancakes or waffles. And I love them, and I love that person that cooked for me and took care of me.
Something should be derogatory is Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
So nobody should be named Tom at all because they might become an uncle one day. Uncle Tom.
Yeah. Exactly. But my whole thing about it is
but there's nothing being wrong with being an Uncle Tom at all because you do what you want to do.
My whole thing is there's names, there's words, there's phrases that used to be derogatory or considered evil or considered hateful that evolve into being more than that, evolve into being the quite opposite of that, and yet they still want to push the narrative that it's this, and I don't like that.
Yeah, it's horrible.
What else did we have on that list?
There's a petition out there to rename Redskins back to Redskins. The Commanders is gay as hell. I mean, if you're going to rename your team, at least give something.
Commanders.
Yeah, Washington Commanders. I mean, they should have just called the Washington Commandos.
Yeah.
Anyhow, next one, Jammer, is you had something about the Tartarian.
Oh yeah, I mean, have you? I don't know. For some reason, I've been getting all this stuff on my feed about the Tartarian mudslide stuff, and the Tartarian. How did they build the lighthouses back then when they didn't have concrete that would, solidify and harden within harden really fast? And why is that the base is so far deep? And how did they stop the waves from crashing? And they're bringing up some good points there. I mean, you got waves that crash upon that shore, and you put a lighthouse there. How were you able to put that base, first of all?
How would you build it with the waves crashing, too? I mean,
that's what I'm saying. And they were talking about how much you had to haul over there with the boats that they had available at the time, and how heavy they were, and how the supplies for it and everything.
Or were the seas lower back then and they have risen?
Well, that's what they were saying. They were talking about how about the seas were lower, and it was built before the water was there. And on top of that, also that once the seas came about, maybe they retrofitted that structure to be a lighthouse. And that makes a good point. And then they talked about the bridges, all the different bridges too, and the arches being so close to the water and everything, and so deep and everything. Same thing. What if the water was lower and they built these bridges? Because they were saying these bridges. Why would they have built these bridges if there was no water there? There's areas where they have bridges. Then they were saying the bridges would align with the summer solstice and all that stuff. I mean, it's weird.
Got me on that one.
I don't know too much about it, but the stuff I've heard about it, from being that it was on my feed and everything like that, I mean, they're making some good points.
The mud flood stuff, though, is that those things where the city was covered with mud?
And they built over it and stuff like that. And some structures survived, and they just retro used it or whatever. Right. And here's the other thing. They were talking about the spires of like the cathedrals and the pyramids and all these different things were actually filled with mercury and was able to collect energy from the atmosphere, and they had free energy. Wow. And this is some technology that's been lost to us and what we didn't know. And I could see that too, because if you take a meter to be able to read if you have a hot wire in the house or something like that, if you take it and put it in the air, you will start to read energy, basically. Yeah. And the higher you go, the more energy you can get, depending on what you have to collect it. And Tesla did that kind of thing too, where he was trying to collect energy from the atmosphere and everything. So I think that the energy's there. We can collect it. And it's freely there, it's just...
Well, if it's freely there, somehow, if they get a hold of it, they're going to charge for it.
And this brings me to the next person that is probably on a hit list of the oil companies. That kid, the guy that created the plastiline gas, diesel. Have you heard about this guy?
Nope.
He has taken plastics, and he's been just regular plastics. Puts it in his little machine and melts it down and distills gasoline, or what he calls plastiline, from it, and is able to run engines from it. And he didn't have to clean it, didn't have to do anything.
They say
raw, dirty plastic.
Are made from oil, right?
Yeah.
A lot of plastic, so it's feasible.
And he's been able to distill it, and it's been cleaner than most diesels and everything. And he's shown where he's taken and drained all the gasoline or diesel out of a vehicle and put his plastiline in it, and it runs.
Yeah, he'll be dead soon.
Well, on his feed for his videos and everything, people have been putting comments like, "Nice knowing you. It was good knowing you. You know, you better be careful." You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, plastics are made from oils, they say, so I guess you can redo it and make some type of...
Now, think of how much plastic is floating out on the ocean and is in the landfills and everything, and how much that's free. Free plastic. Just collect it. Boom.
Yeah. How much unused plastic Tupperware are in people's cabinets and shit that they don't even use, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty crazy thought, too, you know. You have this guy who's created this, and he's out there promoting it and all that. See, if it was me, I would have been quiet about it. I would have produced it.
And just make my own gas.
I would make my own, and then I would say, hey, to my sister, hey, let me give you this plastic. Come around and fill up your vehicle here, you know, that kind of. And hey, Shagdog, hey, why don't you drive around here and I'll
20 cents a gallon.
Yeah, I'll fill it up for you, and I'd keep supplying everybody around that I know and want to share it with.
And then, by the way, tell them, hey, you got any extra plastic? You know.
Yeah. And here, and the thing about that, if I'm helping you out and giving you free gas or just cheap gas, guess what? You're able to save X amount of dollars and live a good life. My family is able to save X amount of dollars and live a good life, you know. Everybody I know is able to. Guess what? I'm doing well.
What happened if the government found out about it and they came up to you, hey, you need to cease and desist. We're going to give you $1 million to stop doing this.
Well, you'll have to do more than that because it's worth a lot more.
Yeah, I'd say try about 20 million or 30 million. Yeah.
I'd say 50. Give me 50 million.
And I'll cease and desist.
And tax free. Tax free.
You're going to destroy your machine and the records too.
50 million tax free.
And destroy everything, right? Might as well destroy it because if they get their hands on it,
I'll tell them I'm destroying it.
Yeah. You still got a second one. Matter of fact, we want to see you destroy. Okay, well, you got a second one. Okay.
I'd still build it from memory and create my own for my own supply.
Right. There you go.
Because I'm not going to pay for gas ever again. I'm sorry. I'm done.
Yeah, if I could find out how the Flintstones did it with just their feet.
Oh, yeah. Meet George Jetson.
Well, they had
his boy Elroy. Jane, his wife.
They're supposedly making a movie of that. Jim Carrey playing George Jetson? I can't remember. Somebody.
That's wild.
Yeah. I want to know who's playing Jane.
Jane.
And Judy.
Judy, his wife.
Yeah. And
or was it Jane?
Jane, his wife.
Oh, okay.
I think Judy was the daughter. Yeah.
Judy. Yeah.
Elroy was the son.
Elroy. Yeah.
Rosie was the maid.
Yeah, the robot maid.
Who's the boss? Cosmo.
Do you think that they named Rosie, the robot, after Rosie the Riveter?
They could have.
You know,
I think you're right. Yeah.
1940s.
I'm fucking strong. Hear me roar. I'm a woman with muscles.
Rogue.
I could
brewery.
be a woman. I could be a woman with muscles. You never know.
Mm-hmm. If you think you are, you identify it.
Right. Just need that bandana with a couple rivets.
I don't know.
Mr. Slate was the boss for the Flintstones.
That was the Flintstones.
Cosmo was George
Jetsons.
Boss, right? Yeah, George Jetson's boss.
Kramer.
Cosmo Kramer. Yeah, maybe that was it. Yeah, Cosmo Kramer. Was that it? Yeah.
Seinfeld Kramer.
Was his first name Cosmo? Oh, Cosmo Kramer. Damn.
That's their weird tie-in to Jetsons.
Yeah. So Cosmo and the Jetsons, there was some type of Cosmo something, their product that they made. Let's Googleize it.
What? You're talking about the
name of the
Brazier?
company.
Brozier?
No. What was the name of the company that George Jetson worked for? Spacely Space Sprockets. Okay. Cosmo. Wait. Who was George Jetson's boss? Cosmo Spacely. Okay, Spacely Sprockets and Cosmo Spacely. I knew it was Cosmo. Okay. Spacely Sprockets. I knew it was something.
Spacey Sprockets.
Spacely Sprockets. They made sprockets.
Man, there must have been a big demand for sprockets in the future.
Yeah, what's really funny is the Jetsons and the Flintstones. They say it's like a future, like Holocaust type thing. Like Flintstones are the aftermath on Earth, and the rich people are up in the sky, living in floating cities. The Jetsons. Yeah.
That reminds me of the Star Trek episode where you had the people in the sky clouds, the cloud people, and you had the lowly Earth people or the planet people. Yeah. And they had a battle between the two of them and all that stuff, and crazy. What else was on the list, Shagdog?
I think that's all I got. I think. Let me check the original.
Nothing about William Shatner?
I didn't see nothing in the original message about that, but let me check.
We should have had something for Will. We should be mentioning William Shatner every time.
What's going on with William Shatner?
I don't know. I just think we should mention him every time.
Every time,
Yeah.
Now who?
I don't know.
You know, with all the Star Trek and Star Wars stuff in those days, 70s, 80s, you'd think they would have got some of those people together to make another different type of space adventure. You know, William Shatner, Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill.
Meet William Shatner.
Yeah. Let's Google that. Let's chat GPT that.
What? What if William Shatner went back to the future?
Premise for a movie with William Shatner and some of the other people from Star Trek, but not Star Trek characters. They're going to be in a new movie with some of the people in Star Wars, like Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford and Carrie, whatever her name is. Let's see what it says. Echoes of the Final Frontier. A reclusive aged and brilliant pioneers, test pilots, scientists, philosophers, and adventurers are secretly recruited by a shadowy government global coalition to solve a mystery threatening humanity. Okay.
Man, I like the title. Echoes of the Final Frontier.
Okay. Not much. Man, you figure somebody would have got together. Hey, William Shatner, Mark Hamill, let's make a movie to you guys together. You could be the old wizard.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's a little, I don't know.
Yeah, he did all right in the newer
pansy
Star Wars
type thing.
Better than I thought he would in those newer Star Wars movies, yeah.
Yeah, if you say Harrison Ford, I would give you a little more on the macho side, but, he still falls short to the big degree.
Yeah, I mean, especially as he aged,
Yeah. Early Harrison Ford, macho. Older Harrison Ford, kind of cuckold.
Yeah, cuckold and getting in planes and getting crashes and stuff like that. Yeah.
With some lesbian, landing on an island with a lesbian and have.
Did he? I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, that movie that he was in with the lesbian. Yeah. Where he crashed.
Harrison Ford in a movie with a lesbian and he crashed. Something. 6 Days and 7 Nights.
Yeah, on an island, right?
She was really a lesbian character.
No, she was lesbian in real life.
Oh. That's good.
They put them two together, and they didn't have any chemistry because she's a lesbian.
Who was it? Anne Hetchy?
Anne Hetchy. Isn't she the one who, weird thing about her?
Anne Hetchy.
Wasn't she like Ellen DeGeneres' girlfriend or something?
She might have been. That one there?
Yeah. She supposedly committed suicide, right?
Yeah, August 11, 2022. American actress, director, screenwriter, won a Daytime Emmy, appeared in film, television, blah, blah,
Yeah, there's a weird thing about that.
Traffic collision. Traffic collision?
Yeah, only because she left and went out and, I mean, look at what led up to that traffic collision.
I remember something about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Paige, she's been identified as resident here.
Because they were hovering over her house for a while.
And then is that the one that carried out the stretcher, but she was sitting up, looking fine?
Yeah.
And then she died later or something? Yeah. All right. Death. Hetchy caused a sequence of 3 motor vehicle collisions in the Mar Vista neighborhood of Los Angeles, final collision being the most serious, with Hetchy inflicting critical injuries on herself, minor injuries to someone else, and destroying the house. First collision, blah, 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 blah. TMZ reported a second hit and run, blah, blah, blah. In the final crash, Hetchy struck a house with her vehicle, broke through a wall, and embedded the vehicle 30 feet into the building, trapping Hetchy inside. The vehicle caught fire, which rapidly spread through. Oh, yeah, she was burnt, right?
Yeah.
And
you said...
59 firefighters. Firefighters were unable to access and fully extract.
And they heard her screaming.
Hetchy from the vehicle for 45 minutes after they arrived on the scene. Initially, we were not aware that a person was trapped in the vehicle.
Yeah.
She started burns. She might have been sitting up, though. You get burned. Your muscles.
Let me ask you, the whole idea of her being in the house and stuff. Man, what was the question? I had it on the tip of my tongue there about. You were saying that there was 3 accidents and everything like that.
Yeah, 2 vehicles, and then she hit the house last. Yeah. But when she was sitting up in that stretcher, if you get burned, I mean, you might not be able to lay down because you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, horrible way to die, right?
Yeah, it's an odd situation there.
But I didn't see nothing about her being married to Ellen DeGeneres. So.
I didn't say married.
Hetchag lady, was she ever fucking Ellen DeGeneres? They're sucking her clit. A high-profile lesbian relationship with Ellen DeGeneres. This led to a sentiment meaning focus on how a lesbian actress would play a straight romantic hero lead rather than the character in the movie. Okay. Ellen DeGeneres. If I was a lesbian, if I'm getting the only thing I get is Ellen DeGeneres, I'm giving up on being a lesbian.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. What? And
Maybe
you know, the funny thing about when Ellen was in her TV show, the TV show where she was playing a character, and there was some ambiguity on whether she was gay or not. That show was a funny show. As soon as they decided they were going to have her character be lesbian and come out as being gay, basically, you know, and all that stuff, it changed the show, and the show turned out to be, you know, basically focusing on the wrong stuff, and it wasn't so funny anymore. Yeah. And that's when she lost that show. Then she turned around and got the talk show and everything like that. And people, you know, for a while kind of didn't like it, but then they overlooked it and it became popular and da-da-da-da. But as soon as she actually started admitting and everything else that she was gay and everything, she became very hateful. Just like Elton John. He comes out that he's gay and he's hateful. I mean, it's just like...
Yeah, he's a little fat. I think he's a bottom, huh?
Yeah, he has to be a bottom. He has to be bending over for it, man. Because he needs to be fucked, you know. Not by me, but, you know.
I'll tell you what, the best thing was Biden. We're here to help AIDS, and you're the reason for this whole thing.
Yeah.
Some shit like whatever he said to him. He's like, just the way Biden said that shit was funny as hell.
Yeah, he didn't even know where he was at, and he was saying it. Yeah.
I wonder if Biden like was like, hey, you know what? Like kind of like Forrest Gump type lines. Where like, I like to see that, you know, when Forrest says I got shut in the buttocks.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. I wonder if Biden ever did shit like that. I'd like to see your little gay pee-pee.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me because I'm sure he sniffed them. He sniffed everybody.
No, he was a sniffer.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about him like he's dead, man. He's still alive, you know.
He's half dead.
That means he's still a sniffer.
Yeah. That's true. As long as you can breathe through those two nostrils, I guess you're a sniffer.
Yeah.
All right, Jared, well, that might do it for me. I can get to bed.
Yeah, I think that's done. I think we're going to stick a fork in her.
I got to work tonight. I think you're off nowadays on Fridays, right?
Yeah.
Well, lucky you.
But I'm going to stick her fork in her, you know.
Yeah. All right. If you want to continue, you just go right ahead.
I'm done.
All righty. Well, let me get to bed then.
Yeah, I need to get to bed myself because, you know, I haven't went to bed and I've been up all night and everything else. So.
Same here.
Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, and sharing. This is Spitter Swallow Beer Reviews, Drinking and Thinking, man, with Shagdog and Jammer.
Every day. We're drinking.
Yeah.
Always thinking.
Hey, be sure to go out there and think for yourself. Don't let other people think for you.
Right. And if you do need people to think for you, you know.
Yeah. Send us your money. We'll think for you.
Yeah, get a second opinion, too. Get somebody else to think for you every once in a while.
Or just send us your money and we'll think for you. What are you? What is that? Oh, you know, you're like the Backstreet Boys, you know, trying to make a comeback. The tough stuff. Oh, right stuff. Sorry. Tough stuff.
We'll see you on the next one.
Jammer. Bye. Fairly well. Hasta la vista. Sayonara. Auf Wiedersehen. Hey, join Shagdog and Jammer on the Spitter Swallow Beer Review.
That's right. Drinking and thinking or doing reviews. That's how we do it.